What is up, guys? The new Bonnie here, and I know I'm a little late on making this update video on account of the recent hit that came to the dinosaurs on the Yu-Gi-Oh ban list. But let's go ahead and throw the intro in right here, and we'll get started. Alrighty, so you guys, as you know, in the past I made a Dinosaur Kaiju deck profile video because it was and it still is one of my best Yu-Gi-Oh decks that I own. And today I'm going to be giving you guys an update on that because there were more cards added to the ban list that really kind of struck the dinosaurs. And I'm not a big fan of it, but I've adjusted to it and I'm still doing really well with this deck. So we're going to start again with the 3 Super Anti-Kaiju War Machine Mechadogorons. As I explained in the previous video, these guys, as long as they're on your opponent's side of the field and they don't have any Kaijus in their graveyard, technically this guy's attack is 0 and you can swing at them. You also get to tribute a monster away, so you can get this guy on their field. It's -2 +1 for you, really. So besides those 3, let's move into our other Kaijus. We run 2 copies of Dogoron, the Mad Flame Kaiju. He's we're still running 2 copies of him. He's able to get rid of all of your opponent's monsters, so you can clear about half their field. And with 3,000 attack, he's a pretty powerful engine of destruction, much like the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And for our final Kaiju, we have Thunder King, just 1 copy of Thunder King, the Lightning Strike Kaiju. This guy is absolutely amazing, and I do not believe I fully explained his power. So, this guy negates all other effects. He doesn't let them get activated for the entire turn. So, there's nothing standing in your way except for attack, and this guy with 3,300 is really hard to overcome. And he can make up to 3 attacks on monsters during the turn that you activate that effect. So that is absolutely crazy, and he's usually the guy that ends the game, so you want to get him out there as quickly as possible. So, to recap, we run 3 of these, and 2 of these, and 1 more of this guy, because I only give my opponent the Mechadogoron. I don't want to give up any of these precious guys. So, moving down the list, we, of course, still run 3 copies of Soul Eating Oviraptor that lets you get to 1 of your 2 copies of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. I'm kind of thinking about running 3, but still, I think even 1 with his effect is probably just enough to have on the field at once. Still has a really cool ability, and with 3,500 attack, he's your other boss monster besides the Kaijus. So something else I didn't explain to you guys. Oh, my iPad's going off. With these Kaijus and then moving into the dinosaurs like this, the Kaijus are my first line of attack. They are the big boss monsters that help me to hopefully clear my opponent's field really quickly and end the game super short. And if for some reason my opponent is able to beat over my Kaijus, that's when I come out with the huge attack and other sweet abilities that come with the boss dinosaurs. So that's why we're running the 3 Soul Eating Oviraptors, because they're the dinosaur called the Haunted. Moving down from there, we run 2 copies of Petite Pteranodon still. We're not going to add any more of those. Let's see here. We run 2 copies of Baby Ceratosaurus. Just a little bit better than a Petite Pteranodon, I'd say. So that's why we're running 2 of these each. And the rest of these, I believe, are... Nope, we don't have singles. We still have 2 more. So, you'll see in the extra deck why I run these 3 still. But we have 2 copies of Black Stego and 1 copy of Black Brachios, just because they're really good throwaway cards, and they've got a little bit of a neat ability that helps you with your defense, because you're going to want that, really. You're actually really going to want that. So, these guys are good to throw away because they're rank 4s. I can get them into the graveyard very easily through tributing, and I can banish them for some other cool effects that come with our 1 copy of Tyranno Infinity. He can get up to 4,000 attack at the moment, having Ultimate Conductors, And also I have a some other trap card that banishes monsters. So this guy can get pretty beefy if he wants to. He's just good to have as a reserve. We run 1 copy of Black Tyranno, just because if we can get everything into defense, we can just swing directly for a pretty good, pretty heavy impact. And this is where the ban list kind of really dicked over the dinosaur community. I only now run 1 copy of Miscellaneousaurus because he got limited. I can see why, of course, but it makes things so much more complicated. The fact that you can only have 1 copy of Miscellaneousaurus. He was such a good card, so cheap, so easy to pull. It's just really sad. Another card that I ran for only 1 day was Lithosagum. What's his name? The True King Lithosagum. Because I think most people in the dinosaur deck community would usually run 3 copies of Lithosagum, but he did not get semi-limited, he didn't get limited, he just got banned. So I used him for 1 whole day before the ban list hit him. And finally for our we have 4 more boss monsters, and that is all for monsters. We have 1 copy of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. I cut him in half. We still are running our Jirac Titano, because with Soul Eating Oviraptor we can add him to the hand, and he is still unaffected by trap and monster effects. We run 1 copy of Sauropod Brachian just for that extra heavy defense, and we have Super Ancient Dino Beast just for that extra draw power. That is going to do it for the monsters. Moving into our spells, we run 3 copies of Fossil Dig still. If you want to just search your deck for a level 6 or lower dinosaur, very easy, very helpful. We run 2 copies of Terraforming, because I believe we run a total of 3 different field spells. So I want to have a field spell on the first turn at least. So I run, in any deck, I'll run 1 less copy of Terraforming than I run my field spells. And our field spells we get into are 2 copies of Kaiju Waterfront, one of the most broken spell cards in the game to help us for our Kaijus, and 1 copy of Lost World, in case we have to have our backup dinosaurs to come help us out. 2 copies of MST, with a whole lot of attack that comes from the monsters. We don't have a whole lot just there to destroy spells and traps, because we really need to get rid of those. And attacking all at the same time, your opponent eventually is going to get sick and tired of it and pull a Mirror Force on you or something. We run 1 copy of Big Evolution Pill. We can tribute 1 dinosaur, and then level 5 or higher dinosaurs can be normal summoned without tributing, which is absolute insanity. But that means I've only got like 2 or 3. I've got like 2 or 3 dinosaurs that require more than 1 tribute. But this guy's just really helpful if you have some bigger monsters in your hand on the first turn, and it's hard to get them out onto the field. Run 1 copy of Tail Swipe. So if you have a level 5 or higher dinosaur, which is super easy to get with all these super high level dinosaurs, you can return 2 monsters from your opponent's side of the field to their hand. So that's actually really amazing. Just kind of clear the field a little bit, make a little open space for your dinosaurs to come out. We run 1 copy of Burial from a Different Dimension, so we can put our banished cards back into the graveyard. Boom, instantly banish those 2 cards you just got back to summon another Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Pot of Duality, amazing search power. Or I guess not search, but helps to get you that +1. Swords of Revealing Light, in case your opponent plans on attacking. And 1 copy of Twin Twisters just for more of that spell and trap destruction. So, finally, we're going to be moving into the traps. I run 2 copies of Survival of the Fittest. They give your dinosaur plus 1,000 attack, and it can make a 2nd attack. So, that's just absolutely awesome, because what we want to do is just have high attack and lots of attack in the game at once with just a few quick strikes. We run 2 copies of Call of the Haunted. Call of the Haunted's good in any deck. I think I run at least 1 copy in every single deck I have, just to get your monsters out of the graveyard if you want them back. run 1 copy of Quaking Mirror Force, just in case we're going to use Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and we want to put everything in defense position, or we want to use Black Tyranno, he helps for that too. 1 copy of just a regular Mirror Force, again to negate any attacking that might happen to us. And we got 1 copy of Different Dimension Ground. That way, if I want to, I can start banishing my dinosaurs and get Tyranno Infinity beefed up as much as possible. Hopefully up to like 6,000 attack or so. 1 copy of Hunting Instinct. Yeah, so this one I can just special summon more dinosaurs. And finally, we have 1 copy of Direct Impact. This is the very last option for us, which is just to nuke the field. And from that point on, basically, oh yeah, you're just nuking the field, and then you can start all over again. So it's kind of just a last resort. But other than that, we actually do have an extra deck now. It may only be 2 cards, but it is an extra deck. We are still running 1 Jura Egg token for that Jurassic World, and then we have Evilzar Lagia. I just pulled this guy recently and realized he's just a free Solemn Strike, and this is what we use our rank 4s for. Get him onto the field. You can still have your 5 other dinosaurs because of the new link format, so that's why we run him now. Alrighty, you guys, that is going to do it for the video. If you did enjoy this, please leave a thumbs up. If you've got any other suggestions on what kind of dinosaurs you would run in a deck, let me know. It'd be kind of cool to see what you guys are putting in your dinosaur deck. And I would encourage anyone to actually try and use this combo. I know a lot of people like to use Kaijus and Gradles, or just pure Dinos and True Kings maybe. But this is what I run. It's unique to me, and it usually never lets me down. So, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.